Hello ladies and gentlemen, my name is Drathan, aka The Blind Tank, and I want to welcome you back to another episode of Dre's Corner. This week we've had two Q&As, one from World of Warcraft and one from Star Wars. Now, I've gone and separated both of them. The first one that I'm doing right now is going to be 12A, 12B is going to be Star Wars The Old Republic, and 12A is going to be nothing but World of Warcraft. This way it isn't a 2-hour podcast. I got it all separated, stuff like that. So let's get this thing started, because World of Warcraft's got a lot of really good information, and I want to talk about a lot of the different stuff that they're doing with PvP. Okay, first of all, the host this week was Brian Halinka, the head developer for the PvP in World of Warcraft, and of course Josh Allen, aka Lore. Go Lore. Now, one of the things that they wanted to talk about, especially in PvP, was the balancing and how it was going to work, and what different things were going to be happening, and how they were implementing different stuff, and also take a lot of the different things that were coming out from the different fan sites and Twitter and everything like that, and put a confirmation on some of them and squash some of them. Okay, first and foremost, let's talk about PvP multipliers, especially for balances. Now, what I got from this is, first of all, there's going to be a template. We're going to take Drathan for an example. Dre, I'm going to be doing a lot of Fury with him. So I may do, tanking in PvP, but mostly it's going to be Fury. So we're going to kind of keep that as an example. Basically, what they're going to do is, first and foremost, if they see a class either doing too much or not enough, they have these little dials that are going to be going back and forth. How they're going to be doing it is, okay, you step into a battleground, you have a template. Drathan, his template is stam and strength. His secondaries may or may not play a factor into it with the crit and the haste. Not crit and haste, but crit and mastery. But basically, on the template, every Fury warrior that walks into that battleground is going to basically be the same thing, and it's going to be it's basically going to be skill driven. Okay, and I'll talk about that here in a minute. Now, they talked a lot about, there's going to be everybody has their own template, and then of course there's going to be the honor talents of what you have compared to somebody else. Now, the first six tiers, they're going to be pretty quick. They're going to come at you pretty quick. And the reason why I say that, and the reason why they said this, is because it basically defines who you are, how you are as a player, or how you do things as a PvPer. You know, I like rated, but I like running around in the BGs as, you know, as a casual player. But it is more for, you know, how it's basically your choice of how you want to set different things up, because, you know, every battle is different. Just like in raids, every battle in PvP is going to be different. Sometimes there's some cookie cutter types things, but hey, sometimes, you know, if you go and pick one and another Fury Warrior you're going up against picks another, you may have something that is different. You know, people will watch in the fight and say, wait a minute, what the heck did Dre do against that guy? What is the difference between his talent pick and this guy's talent pick? So it's a lot of different types of freedom, and a lot of things that you can go and say, you know what, I want to try this. The reason why they're also making sure that, you know, the first 6 tiers are going to be pretty quick is because of the character progression. When Legion drops, you'll be able to go through 1 or 0 to level 50 progression 4 different times. So basically, if you do all 4 of them, you have basically a level 200 PvP character. However, the prestige will be your level 50, but your level 4 prestige at max level. So you may be a little bit powerful, but not a lot. But there's also going to be incentives to go that extra mile of being, you know, prestige 1 to prestige 4, and I'll talk about that here in a little bit. Now, a lot of people are going, yeah, you know, they've said this before about tuning and different things. One of the things that they had talked about is the knobs, being able to, you know, and they talked about this before, like in Wrath of the Lich King. You know, they had knobs that they could turn back and forth, but one of the biggest things that they had a problem with was if they would go and, you know, tweak one knob and go and say, okay, we need to put this here, it would overbalance. And it would either nerf the heck out of the class or overpower the class. What they've done this time in Legion is they've gone and made it specifically to that class and be able to double check it. And basically what I'm understanding from what I learned from the Q&A is they go and say, okay, we're going to turn the dial to, you know, it's at 5, they're going to turn it up to 10. They send it to the Q&A. The Q&A goes and says, yeah, it's perfect. It's okay. Or if they go and say, you know, it's at a 20, we need to bring it back down to a 15. Q&A goes and says, no, you need to bring it down just a little bit more. Okay, we're going to bring it down to a 10. Balance. So, and each class is going to have that. And what they know that some classes are going to be, you know, overpowered when this first comes out, and how they're going to compensate for that is the new system that they have. They can do hot fixes immediately. So if they see that the Fury Warriors are just, you know, wrecking. Going through and just absolutely wrecking everything that is going out there, they can go and do a hot fix real quick and dial down the Fury Warriors. Another one of I'll give you a prime example of it. Swifty was showing, you know, on his stream, he went and stripped completely down except for his legendary shield and sword. And like I said, completely naked, and he wasn't taking any damage, and he was wrecking phase. He put it on the stream and on YouTube. This way Blizzard could go and see, okay, we need to do something with tanks, because it's ridiculous. So once they saw it, they tuned it back so it could be taken care of. Excuse me. Now, one of the big things that, like I said, that they want to do is they want to keep it balanced, but they also want to keep it fun. So because they want everybody to get into everything in Legion, be it PvE, be it crafting, be it PvE, PvP, whatever you want to do, they want you to do it. So basically what is going to be happening, ladies and gentlemen, is, say, going to give you an example. Nam doesn't play a lot of PvP. I convinced her one night, hey, let's do some PvP, sweetheart. So her and I go in. I have one of my characters that I'm going to run with her, and I'm going to be, since she likes Fury, I'm going to be her pocket healer. So she can go out there, she can go and, kick some butt. I can keep her alive, keep everybody else that's around her alive as well. Those two characters, they haven't done any PvP at all. So basically, instead of going and putting those two characters in with people like Dre and people that are better than Dre, instead of doing that, they're going to have their own little pool. I don't want to call it a kiddies pool. I don't want it's a beginner's area. So you can get out there, understand your character in PvP, and not get destroyed or deterred from doing PvP. It's one of the problems that a lot of people have. It's like, okay, I'm going to go into PvP for the first time. I'm going against somebody that that knows a lot of stuff about PvP, and they destroy me, they see me, they kick my behind. It's no fun. Blizzard has gone and said, okay, we got this and this pull for you. Once Nam and my healer get to a certain point, we get to go to the big boys, so it's a little faster, it's a little, go getting. Here's the other thing, ladies and gentlemen, is what they're going to be doing is they're going to say, okay, no problem, we're going to go in and allow you to do regular, casual, battlegrounds. One of the battlegrounds that we have gone into a lot of different times, ladies and gentlemen, we've seen it. We've gone in and it's like, holy crap, they've got 5 healers and a couple of DPS and the rest are tanks. That's not going to be happening in Legion. It basically, when you get queued, you pick. Okay, Trey is going in as DPS. Okay, 1 DPS for the BG. They're going to allow 1 or 2 tanks, the DPS, and then of course the healers. It makes it balanced. Queues might be a little bit longer, but you won't have the thing of, like, the example that they had brought up was you go into a battleground and holy fracking hell, it's 7 death knights, blood death knights. That won't happen anymore, which they're hoping won't happen anymore. It'll bring really good gameplay. One of the other things that they want to do is get more players into skirmishes, which again will be the kiddies bowl. And I hate to put it like that, but let's just call it the kids pool. And then you graduate to the big pool. This way you're not going and said, okay, swim or drown, like what we've been used to. I see what Blizzard is doing. I really like it, because basically what is happening, it brings more people into PvP. It also gives people the ability to say, okay, this is what I'm supposed to do in PvP. This is how I'm supposed to do it. So like with Nam, her and I are running, and I go and say to her, hey, peel off to such and such character over there. She knows what I'm talking about. Or I can go and say, Nam, the DK is just peeled off of who he's doing, who he's beating on. He's on me. Take care of him. She understands what is happening. It also allows the community to teach new PvPers the reins and teach them the correct way. So when, say, I want to get Nam into rated battlegrounds, she may want to do it, she may not want to do it, but say she wants to get into rated battlegrounds. Because of the system that they're putting in, Nam will understand, okay, the caller is going and saying, get such and such is peeling to this. What you need to do on your character if you're watching the flag, or if you're trailing the flag carrier, and what you're supposed to do. Excuse me, let me take a drink here real quick. Sorry about that, ladies and gentlemen. Throat's really dry today. But again, it gets people into PvP, the rated stuff, a lot easier, and understanding what they're supposed to be doing. Basically, it's kind of like raiding when we're teaching people how to raid, and they have the ability to raid, they understand what they're supposed to do, but they're not really fully rounded. They haven't got those edges shaved off of them. And this is one of the things that Blizzard is trying to do. Now, one of the things that I want to go back to is this prestige level. You can go, now what I'm understanding is this prestige level can go, as they're coming out with patches, 7.1, you'll be able to go up to, prestige level 8, and every patch after that, it's 4 more as it goes. Again, it's a really cool thing. A lot of the different stuff that is going to be coming out. One of the great things about it is you're going to be getting rewards for doing PvP. If you're a prestige level 1, you have a little sidekick next to you that is going in, he or she is basically like your herald for the Horde, for the Alliance, and it's calling out your different accolades. The next one will be a mount. The third one, can't remember exactly what it was, but the fourth one, you'll be having a banner on your back that doesn't clip your character, and what I understand, they've fixed the clipping of the banner that goes on your back in 2s and 3s, and you'll have that. So when you're walking, in Stormwind or Orgrimmar, and you got that toy popped and it's on your back, people can go and say, wow, okay, that is a PvPer. And each prestige level that you get for each each patch, it'll have another type of design. It'll have a better looking design. So as we're going through the next 2 years of Legion, and you're a PvPer and you've got your max, and you're constantly going for your max, that banner that you got when Legion first dropped, it gets better and nicer looking, and people and people that are coming into the game going, and it's like, oh my god, you're a god. Well, you're not a god. You've done so much PvP. This shows, hey, this is what I've done for the entire time that I'm doing. This is what I do. This is what I like to do, and you're showing people that. And that's one of the things that I'm getting from Blizzard is Legion is all about whatever you want to do, you can do. You want to show off like Raiders in the other expansions. Raiders, you looked at them and okay, you're a Raider. How do I tell that you're a Raider? Because of their armor. It's the cool stuff that they have. The same thing was with PvPers, but it looked a little gladiatorial. I mean, it looked cool, but it wasn't like, oh my god, you're a Raider. Not only are you a Raider, but you are a heroic Raider. Holy crap, you're a mythic Raider. And that's basically what they're going to be doing with PvP is, oh my god, you're a rated battleground. You're a 2v2 person. You're a 3v3. 5v5 is no longer going to be the thing anymore. They've taken it out of the rated. In fact, 5v5 no longer exists. It's going to go rated. Is going to go 2v2 skirmishes, 3v3, and then rated battlegrounds. And rated battleground is 10v10. The next thing that they want to do is they want everybody to get into PvP. They want everybody to have a good time. The other thing that they had talked about, and they didn't talk a lot about, and the reason why they didn't was they didn't want to talk about how they were going to stop cheaters. The big thing that has been going on, the exploiters and the guys that that are botting, that are cheating, and having all kinds of different problems that has plagued this expansion and previous expansions. They're coming up with, if you're known, and the thing is ladies and gentlemen, if you are known as a cheater in this game, and you are widely known that you are a cheater, Blizzard knows it, and they're keeping an eye on you. And if you screw up, boom, you're out. The punishments are going to start getting harsher. Okay, so understand something, ladies and gentlemen. If you are a cheater, your days are numbered in this game. Know this, but they're not telling us about how they're going to do it, because the people that make the different programs so that you can cheat, they don't want them to know yet. So anyway, like I said, ladies and gentlemen, this, to me, the PvP Q&A, out of all the three, this one was the best one. I do a lot of PvP, but I do more PvE, and it's made me really excited to do PvP again. Not only to do PvP, but also do PvE and PvP. Basically, as a heroic raider, I can go in with my gear that I'm going in, and it doesn't matter that the guy that I'm going against is somebody new to PvP. His character is new. Doesn't matter. I'm on a template. He's on a template. Basically, everybody, and they gave an example, everybody is going to be at 850. They gave an example of 850. So say my gear is at let's just say my gear is at 870. I'll only have, if there is any type of, advantage that I have over a person that doesn't do or hasn't done PvP, yet, I may have, a tenth of a percentage a little bit better than them. Which makes that PvPer look at me and go, maybe I need to get into a little bit more raiding. But you'll also be getting, gear that, win, lose, or draw, you'll be getting gear in the battlegrounds to upgrade your gear. If you win it, you get a box that has some really good stuff. Now, one of the really cool things is say you get a you do one fight and you get a headpiece. Normally what would happen is that headpiece, you go into another battleground, and that headpiece would drop again, and you do another one. Guess what? Damn headpiece dropped again. Do it again. Oh my god, I got a wrist piece. And then, again, another wrist piece. You guys get what I'm saying. I mean, this is the type of things that we've been dealing with Warlords of Draenor and farther back. That's not going to be happening. What's going to be happening is you got that headpiece. There is the chance of getting a headpiece again drops down, so other pieces can fill the slot. Once you get that other piece, that piece drops out. So it's a lot easier, and you don't have to worry about the RNG that hates you like me. The boxes that we'll be getting from winning won't have gear in it. It will have, special things, and they've talked about it, but I don't really want to get into that. But like I said, one of the new things that they were talking about is they want to see, revamp one of the older BGs. They didn't say which ones. They're thinking very seriously about putting in a new BG, but they may have to retire one, an older one, and also a new, another new area for world content, or for for the rated PvPers. That basically concludes the PvP Q&A. Ladies and gentlemen, if you want to hear more about it, go to Blizzard's YouTube. That's YouTube/Blizzard. And it'll have a little bit more. I think they went about an hour and 10 minutes. There was a lot of really cool questions, a lot of really good questions. I just hit the main talking points, because, again, I really don't want you guys going and saying, oh, Jesus Christ, Drake, a 2-hour podcast. I kind of want to go and pull it back. So, but anyway, like I said, ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for coming out and listening. I hope you had as much fun listening to me, getting the knowledge that I have passed forward. And again, like I said, thank you very much for coming out. Emmy, this concludes another podcast, Dre's Corner 12A. Sweetheart, hit the music. We are out of here. And remember, ladies and gentlemen, I may be blind, but sometimes I see more than you do. Good night, ladies.